The 2024 NBA Finals are finally here, and it's featuring a star studded cast. On one side, we have the Boston Celtics, who are arguably the best team in the league this year, touting an NBA best 64-18 record, well over 700, and waltzing through the playoffs to the finals. And on the other side, we have Luka Doncic, who's arguably the best player of this year, averaging just shy of a 34-point triple double on a smoldering 61.7 true shooting percentage, and he's having a tear going through these playoffs to the finals. And that's all there is to it, right? Just a really good player having one of the best years of his career against a really good team playing phenomenally. Well, with nearly a decade's worth of history, 26 All Star appearances, and 8 defensive team appearances, several deep playoff runs, 2 MVP caliber players, bitter rivalries, the largest contract in NBA history, and some of the best talent the NBA has ever seen, the 2024 finals may be more deep and storied than people think, and it could go down as one of the most important finals in NBA history. But let's start with Kyrie. He was drafted the first overall pick in 2011 by Cleveland. He played 6 seasons with them, and he secured a prolific finals victory alongside LeBron when the Cavs became the first team to rally from a 3-1 finals deficit and beat the 2016 Golden State Warriors. Yeah, those Warriors.
Raises up, contested three is up and good for Kyrie Irving.
Wow.
92-89.
Picked up by Steph Curry, 6 to shoot. He's at the right point. He stutter steps. He launches at 3. Hey! Nailed it! 53 seconds to go. Cavaliers 92, Warriors 89. Irving has 26. Oh, what a clutch shot for the fifth-year man out of Duke.
Now, in 2017, Irving wanted to be the pilot of his own team. And he requested a trade, and he found his way onto the Boston Celtics in 2017. In exchange for a trade package that notably included Isaiah Thomas, the Brooklyn Nets pick that ultimately turned into Colin Sexton, and a special draft pick because Thomas failed a physical. That agreement didn't age well. Over the next 2 seasons, Kyrie became a beloved member of the Celtics organization. And after losing Gordon Hayward to a season-ending and career-altering injury in his first game as a Celtic, Kyrie, alongside the young duo of Brown and Tatum, was able to rally the Celtics to a 55-27 record, securing the 2nd seed in their division. And things were looking good, until Kyrie underwent season-ending surgery in March. The Hayward and Irving-less Celtics still managed to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals in one of the biggest what-if seasons in NBA history. Unfortunately, Kyrie's past caught up with him, and the LeBron-led Cavaliers eliminated the Celtics in a hard-fought 7 games off the back of LeBron averaging a monstrous 34 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Irving would then enter the 2018 season on an expiring contract, and during a season ticket holder event at TD Garden, he picked up a microphone and made a promise. "If you guys will have me back, I plan on re-signing here," Irving said to a cheering crowd. Well, fast forward less than a year, and Irving would inevitably not re-sign with the Celtics, instead teaming up with one of his best friends, Kevin Durant, on the Brooklyn Nets as planned in a hallway during their 2019 All-Star appearance. In the following season, Kyrie, Luka, Tatum, and Brown would all make the All-Star team. With the conclusion of the regular season, Irving became the 9th player in NBA history to join the 50-40-90 club. Irving also became only the 4th player to average over 25 points while making the 50-40-90 club, joining others like Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, and Larry Bird. And the Celtics were having a good season too, but just 4 days before the end of the regular season, they'd be plagued by injury yet again, and lose Jaylen Brown to a season-ending injury. After 2 seasons with the Nets, Kyrie and Boston finally met in the playoffs, and tensions would grow even higher during an intense series where best buddies Kevin Durant and Kyrie had formed a big 3 with James Harden, and they would put away the Celtics with an efficient 5 games before they lost to the eventual champions, the Milwaukee Bucks, in 7. Now, how about Porzingis? He was drafted 4th overall by the New York Knicks in a draft class featuring the likes of Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns, Miles Turner, D'Lo, Scary Terry. He was viewed as a stiff, a bust, a blown lottery pick by many, even being booed by some New York fans. But he was determined to prove the doubters wrong, so he'd finish 2nd in Rookie of the Year voting, just behind Cat. And in his 2nd year, he'd improve in every countable stat and continue to show that he was not a bust. At just 22 years old, and in his 3rd season, Porzingis would average 23.3 points, 6.7 boards, and an NBA-leading 2.3 blocks per game. It was enough for him to finally be recognized and get his first All-Star nod. Less than 2 weeks later, though, another tragic injury would strike, and he would tear his ACL, ending his All-Star season. On February 6, 2018, he played his last game for the Knicks, and he wouldn't be basketball ready for another 622 days. That October, the Knicks would choose to not sign his rookie extension, making him a restricted free agent in the offseason and saving them $10 million in cap space. In a meeting a short few months later, the Knicks felt obligated to trade Kristaps as he seemed to want out of the organization. In January of 2019, he was part of an underwhelming blockbuster trade to the Dallas Mavericks. And then in October, he was basketball ready again and expected to hit the ground running alongside his new teammate, Luka Doncic. And after a decent season, the Mavs would secure the 7th seed. However, in the first round, he would again sustain season-ending injury, and the Mavs would be eliminated. The following season would be a mixed bag of surgery, resting on back-to-back games, and a disappointing first-round exit that would earn him the title of Pandemic P, taken from Paul George when fans were frustrated with him by now Mav fans because of his poor performance. He was reportedly disgruntled with his role, and the trade rumors began to swirl. Porzingis would start one more season with Dallas, and after 34 games, he would be traded to the Washington Wizards for Spencer Dinwiddie and his fellow Latvian, Davis Bertans. He would mark a career-high 23.2 points in his 2nd season with the Wizards, but missed the playoffs in both with a 35-47 record each year. In June of 2023, the Celtics made a highly controversial trade to clear up their logjam at the guard positions and bring in a reliable big man for the first time in years, trading Marcus Smart, kind of the heart of the team at the time, and more pieces in a 3-team trade to ultimately receive Kristaps. Now, how about our 5-time consecutive All-Star, 1st round, 3rd overall, multi-time MVP candidate? Now, who's that? Luka and Tatum. Well, their similarities end there. Already one of the most decorated basketball players of all time, Luka was shockingly and foolishly passed on by the Atlanta Hawks. Now fast forward 6 seasons, and the scoring leader of the NBA is looking to continue a historic season and secure an NBA Finals victory to go along with his EuroLeague title and Eurobasket gold medal and several other awards earned in Europe when he was as young as 15. Tatum, on the other hand, has resided with the Celtics his entire career and has been pushing them into the championship contention each year since his rookie season for 7 consecutive years. Although there have been some frustrating upsets in seasons, Tatum is widely regarded as one of the best active two-way players and has put himself into the conversation for the MVP award and his first ring for years. This ring wouldn't be his first major accolade, though, with Tatum having both an under 17 and under 19 FIBA gold, as well as an Olympic gold medal. One of these guys will win their first ring at either 25 for Luka or 26 for Jason. LeBron and Curry got their first at 27. Jordan, Durant, and Shaq, 28. Hakeem, 31. Dirk, 32. For one of these guys, their legacy will be carved into stone by the end of this month. And let's not forget the largest contract in NBA history. Do you know who it is? Well, with an under 18 FIBA gold medal, 2 All-Star appearances, and 7 playoff appearances, it's the Eastern Conference MVP, Jaylen Brown, who signed a monstrous 5-year, $304 million extension just under a year ago, and immediately raised so many question marks as he surpassed every other superstar's pay, while most would agree he isn't even the Celtics superstar. He may be one of the players who needs this ring the most to silence the doubters and prove that he earned that contract. There's all of this and so much more. From Al Horford's historic resume that still lacks a ring, to Derek Lively II holding his own and then some as a rookie, and fighting through multiple hard hits to prove himself, with multiple players whose careers have been plagued with doubt, injuries, and controversy. They'll all be looking to solidify their names as one of the best to ever play the game of basketball, and be crowned an NBA champion once and for all.